So parallel lines and transversals. If two lines do not touch, then they are either parallel or what we call skew. S-K-E-W. If two lines do not touch, they are either parallel or skew. And the difference is that parallel lines are going to be in the same plane. Okay, parallel lines are in the same plane. So if you look at this, oh no, the wrong part. Right here. Parallel lines, they are coplanar lines that do not intersect. Parallel lines. Okay, that's what they look like. They're in the same plane. That plane, hold on, being this flat surface here. Then we have skew lines, which is next to that. It says skew lines are lines that do not touch, but they are not coplanar. Okay? Skew lines are lines that do not touch, but they are not coplanar. So this is what skew lines look like. Okay? Parallel, same plane. Skew, not the same plane. Does that make sense? They still don't touch, but these are in two different planes, whereas these are in the same plane. Parallel, skew. Does everybody see the difference? Parallel, skew. Okay. And then we also have parallel planes. Those would be planes that do not touch. For example, the floor and the ceiling. Those are parallel planes. Okay, opposite walls are parallel planes. They even have pictures there. Plane A and plane B, you see that they are parallel because they do not touch. Everybody ready? All right. So a line that intersects two or more, okay, a line that intersects two or more lines in a plane at different points is called a transversal. Okay, a transversal. A line that intersects two or more lines in a plane at different points is called a transversal. In the diagram below, the one right down here next to the transversal pairs, line T, does everybody see line T in that picture below? Okay, that's the line that's going vertical. That's line T. That is a transversal, and it intersects, what are the names of those other two lines that it touches? Q and R, yeah. Oops, sorry. So in the diagram below, line T, that's the one that's going vertical, is our transversal of lines Q and R. It intersects those two. And then it goes on to say that line T forms a total of 8 angles with lines Q and R, and all of these angles have specific names. They're angle pairs that we are going to learn about. Okay, before we start with naming the specific types of angle pairs, we're going to talk about interior and exterior. The interior angles are going to be the angles that are in between my two lines. So I'm going to kind of highlight those for you. So we've got line Q here. Whoops, I'm trying to draw on it. Line Q, I'm going to blow it up, and line R. What 4 angles are in between those two lines? Those are my interior angles. What numbered angles are in between those two red lines? 5, 6, and 3, and 4. Those are my interior angles. And then exterior angles are the angles on the outsides of those two lines. What are the outsides? What numbers are those? 1, 2, 7, and 8. It even says it right next to the description, right? Okay. So you have interior angles and you have exterior angles. Then here are the names of the angle pairs that we have. The first one is called same side interior angles. That means they are on the same side of the transversal and they are in between my two lines. Okay, so my red lines are my lines. My blue one is my transversal. There are 2 pairs of same side interior angles. Those are the 2 angles that are in between the red lines and on the same side of the blue line. So what would one pair be? 4 and 5. Does everybody see 4 and 5? I mean, I know you can probably read it right next to it, but there's angle 4 and there's angle 5. Those are what we call same side interior angles. Then we also have what other pair? 3 and 6. Those are also same side interior angles. They're on the same side of the transversal in between my two lines. What I do want you to add below that is same side exterior angles. This book doesn't really talk about them, but they exist, so I want to make sure we know which ones they are. Excuse me. Okay, so these are going to be on the same side of the transversal, but these are going to be outside of my red lines. So let me blow up my picture a little bit. What is on the same side as angle 1, but on the outside of the other line? 1 and 8. Okay, does everybody see that? 1 and 8, those are same side exterior angles. So I'm going to write that down, angle 1 and angle 8. What would my other pair of same side exterior angles be? 7 and 2, yes. Again, this book that we use does not actually talk about those, but they do exist, and so we want to make sure we mention. Also, when I go to write these, a lot of the times I'm going to abbreviate, and so I just do same side interior or same side exterior. So if you see that, that's what that means. That's my abbreviation for those. Everybody good so far? Sure, okay. Then we have what we call alternate interior angles. Okay, so these angles are on opposite sides of the transversal, but in between my two lines. Okay, opposite sides of the transversal, but in between my two lines. So let's start with 4. What is on the opposite side of the transversal from 4, but in between my two lines? 6. Okay, opposite sides of the transversal. 4 and 3 are a linear pair. Those are not what we're referring to. So opposite sides of the transversal, but in between my two lines. What other pair do you see? 3 and 5. Okay, those are another pair of alternate interior angles, which it does have listed there for you as well. Then you have alternate exterior angles. So those are going to be opposite sides of the transversal, but outside my two lines. What is alternate exterior to angle 1? Angle 7, okay. And then what about angle 2? 8, okay. Opposite sides of the transversal, but outside of my lines. Alternate exterior. The names of the pairs kind of tell you where they are. Alternate means opposite, interior, exterior. In between the two lines, outside the two lines. Is everybody okay with those? All right, and then we have one more, and that is called corresponding angles. And these are angles that are in the same positions, but on my two separate lines. Remember, my lines are Q and R. So what I want to take a look at is, look at angle 1 here. What angle is on line R, but in the same position, meaning the top left? 5, okay, so angle 1 and 5, that's a pair of corresponding angles. What about 2? What's in the same place as 2 but on R? 6, okay, top right. Does everybody see that? All right, what's in the same place as 4 but on line R? 8. And then what's in the same place as 3 but on line R? 7. Those are your 4 pairs of corresponding angles, and it has them all listed there. Okay, but you've got to get used to where they are and what type of angles they are. That's what we're going to be doing today, is basically naming these types of angle pairs. So far, so good? All right, we are going to identify each of the following using the cube below. Assume lines and planes that appear to be parallel or perpendicular are parallel or perpendicular. Okay, so think about a cube. I want to know what lines are skew to BC. So let me highlight BC. Okay, remember, skew means not in the same plane, but they also do not touch. So does everybody see BC in my picture? Okay, give me one skew line. Say that one more time. FE? Okay, look about FE. Remember skew lines, they go opposite directions. Do those go opposite directions? No. Okay, so FE is technically parallel. What was that? FH, yes, I mean technically, but it doesn't have a line drawn there, so we won't use that. But yes, you could say that. That would be skewed. AF works, yes. Okay, so line AF, give me another one. DE, that works as well. Which one? EH. Yes, EH works. That one down there. It is going in a different direction, but it does not touch. And there should be one more. FG. Yeah, that one down there. Okay, skew is different planes, different directions, but they still do not touch. I want you to try B. Name all lines that are parallel to EH. Here's EH. I want to name all lines that are parallel to that. Try it on your paper. What do we think? Give me one. GF, okay. Another one. DC. And I've got one more. AB. So basically, if you think about a cube, it's going to be, you've got this line, it's going to be the other cornered lines around there. All right, and then we're going to name all planes that are parallel to plane DCH. So I'm going to color that in. Here's DCH, is that side of the cube. How many planes are going to be parallel to that? Just one. Pick any of the three letters on that plane. AGB, okay. You could have any combination of A, B, G, and F. You only need three letters to name a plane. So far, so good? Anybody have any questions? All right, let's flip. Classify the relationship between each pair of angles as alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, same side interior, or same side exterior. So let's take a look at 4 and 5. Okay, we're going to do a couple of these together, and then I'm going to let you do the rest of them. So here's 4, and here's 5. What do you think? Okay, here's the question. Are they on the same side of the transversal or opposite sides? Same side. They're on opposite sides, right? Are they in between my two lines or outside my two lines? In between. So opposite sides of the transversal, in between would be alternate interior, yes. And again, I usually abbreviate with alt in ALT, INT, but I wrote the whole thing out this time. All right, let's take a look at 3 and 7. Corresponding, yes. They're in the same place, but on the two different lines. So we're going to go corresponding. I want you to try the rest of those. If you're not sure, you can flip back to the front. It has the description of each one. It even gives you the pairs in relationship to the picture that's given to you there. So you can kind of correlate and make yes. So they're either same side exterior or alternate exterior. All right, what do we think about 3 and 5? What would those be?
Interior.
Which ones? Same side or alternate? Same side. So same side interior angles.
We'll put same side.
Mm-hmm. Because it's either alternate interior or same side interior. So I have to know which ones. When we learn relationships with them tomorrow, they're going to have different relationships too. So we need to make sure we identify those. All right, 1 and 8. What are those? Alternate exterior. Yep. How about 1 and 7? Same side exterior. Yep. Three and 6. Alternate interior. Yep. Um, 2 and 7. Alternate exterior. Yep. And then 2 and 8. What are those? Same side exterior. Everybody okay with those? Okay. All right, and then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the picture. We're going to identify the transversal that connects each pair of angles, and then we're going to tell what kind of angles are they. Are they alternate interior, alternate exterior, same side interior, same side exterior, or corresponding? Okay. So here's how I determine the transversal. Sorry, I had to think about what I was saying. I'm going to look at angle 1. I want you to just kind of watch on the TV for a second. So angle 1 is that angle right there. Does everybody see that angle that I just highlighted in red? Okay. And then angle 8 is here. So they technically touch 3 lines, but both of them touch what line specifically, individually? D, E, or F? F, okay. They both touch F right here, right? And then they touch D and E. So my transversal is going to be line F. Well, let's put line F. Whoops. And then I want to know what kind of angles are they. Are they same side interior, same side exterior, alternate exterior, or corresponding? Angle 1 and angle 8. Yes, they are corresponding. They are on the same place, but on 2 different lines. Okay, I want you to try B and C for me, please. Name the transversal. That's the one line that they both touch. And then tell me what type of angles they are. Are they same side interior, same side exterior, alternate exterior, or corresponding? What line do both 3 and 6 touch? Okay, so line G. And then what angle pairs are they, 3 and 6? Alternate exterior, yes. Hold on. Let me highlight them for you real quick. So here's 3. Okay, and then 6 is here. Do you see how they're on opposite sides of G? That makes them alternate. So G is their transversal. They're on opposite sides of that. So that's why they're alternate, and they're outside the 2 lines of that. All right, and then we're looking at 6 and 7. What is their transversal? Line E. That's the one line they both touch. Yep. And then again, if we're looking at it, 6 and 7, they're right there next to each other. What are those called? Yes. Same side. Whoops. Interior.